You are live. Thank you so much, my viewers, for joining us. I have a wonderful Erica Robinson from Lenormand, and Erica's Lenormand cards. Thank you so much for those gifts. And I'm very pleased to have you. You are such a nice soul. Nice soul.
Well, I'm happy to be here again with you. And I like that we're trading back and forth. Sometimes I'm on your show. Sometimes you're on my show. I think mine is, this is streaming also for my audience as well. So they will also.
So that's good. They will be watching. I have, look how many questions I have.
Wow. Okay.
And so we will be busy, and it will be like as usual. One question you will ask me, I will ask you another. I'm usually putting the cards over the candle, cleanse them. I cleanse mine already, and I will shuffle them. So I will be using them as an extra card for answering questions.
Okay.
And thank you. Erica said congratulations about our Prime Minister.
Oh, he's terrific. He is the new leader of the free world, even because he's been masterful and encouraging. And as I've said before in other places, I think it's time for America to be right-sized in the world. Other countries have as much right to a voice and opportunity as we do. We are not the king of the world. And I think it's about time that we took our rightful place.
And, before it was Angela Merkel that had that strong.
Yes, she was great.
Everyone was respecting her, and I will be very happy that everyone will respect him.
Yeah, no, he's very impressive. It's been great to watch what he's done.
And he was a really good hockey player.
Was he? Well, Canadian, I'm not surprised.
No, but he was actually in England studying, and he met his wife, who was as well a hockey player.
Well, very good. Then the two stars that were meant to meet.
Yeah, and they are both strong people, and they have 3 strong daughters.
That's great.
So, no divorces, no cheating, no. Right. Like someone on top of the.
We cannot say the same. We have who we have. So, can you see the feed, because I can't see anybody?
Oh, 1 second.
Can you see people in here?
I see people on my side.
Okay, I don't see them on my side, but
I will double check on.
I don't see them on my side.
Sorry, guys, I have to. But meanwhile, maybe I will ask you a question.
We have somebody sending you.
Here it is. I've got it. I see.
Okay. So we don't have to be scared. It's always something, and I thought maybe it's not a public, and I want to be public.
No, yeah, no, it is live, and people are here, and it's lovely to see everyone. Thank you all for coming. This is great. Okay.
I'm so sorry what's going on in your country. It's unbelievable, unbelievable. And even in that frozen time, people are standing up. Yep. I will not use the name, but frozen water. It is destroying the reputation of the enforcements. People will never trust.
It is a private one. I think that the best comparison would be the brown shirts.
In Germany.
Right. I think they are the brown shirts. That said, people are afraid, horrified, etc. But I will say that we do not need to go to 1939 Germany to, remember a time like this. I mean, for Black people in this country, it's always been a time like this. It's just that now
It
the
is
whole country is
exploding to the maximum.
right.
And maybe, bad things have to happen, so it will be something good will come out.
Well, I hope so. I mean, I know one good thing, but we'll see if it actually does happen, is that the Senate Democrats are saying they will not pass his budget. The budget
That
is
will
up.
support the.
We could close the government again. They didn't want to do that, but I think they're going to do that because if they don't, if they pass his budget, the frozen water will get even more money, and that's ridiculous. Now, the House, 7 Democrats on the House side voted to give them more money. So it's very interesting. It's not, it's not black and white. There are people on both sides who are problematic. So hopefully,
it is. I saw a first question. There was more about those monks, Buddhist guys who are walking. How that will affect? Would that have any impact on the? Because they are very spiritual. I have so many questions, but they are the last moment.
Yeah. So I will look at that one. Will the Buddhist monks walk move the needle at all? So I'm pulling 3 cards. And I'm going to, so we have the mountain, we have the rider, and we have the young man. So I will say that, things happen in lots of ways and in lots of ways that we cannot see. So there are ways that are invisible to the eye, but they are energetically powerful, right? So what these monks are doing is energetically powerful, is moving the energy, and is sending the message of strength in terms of the opposition to this thing we've got going on. So, will it have an effect? I think it will have a subtle energetic effect. But if you expect that it will be the thing that turns the key in the door and ends everything that's bad that's happening, no, that won't happen. But it definitely directs the energy in the right way.
Okay. Now can you ask me some questions?
Yeah, let's see what we have here. Okay. Everybody's saying hi. Yeah. Okay, you guys, questions. Let's see. I'm just scrolling.
Usually the one with the big letter.
Okay. So somebody's annoyed. So I'm going to address this because I like to address it when people are annoyed. Why do we change the time so many times? Okay, relax. Here we are. You're here too. We're all here. It's all good. It is currently.
It was my fault. I thought that it was 12, Eric, because it's 1 hour difference between Alberta and probably between our conversations, I mix up.
Right. So, but the point being, we're all here, and that's a good thing. Heidi, thank you.
Thank you, Heidi. Heidi is always monitoring. Okay, so that was the question.
I'm not seeing questions, but wait. Okay, this is a good question. And this is from Linda 9731. Will the World Court, I guess the International Criminal Court, hold who liable for his crime? I call him the felon. Will the World Court hold him liable?
I will put 3 cards and I will ask you for help. So please count to 3.
1.
And meanwhile, I will be getting
2, 3. Will the World Court hold him responsible?
And it's odd. I have mice, but the vision that I had, it was like a huge crocodile. It's so hard to catch the crocodile in the arms.
Mhm.
So he will be getting away and getting away for a long time. He will be a target eventually because he can't live in that pond forever. But it will be really hard to catch him. Thank you, guys, because he is like a crocodile,
Right.
too
He-
strong, too dangerous, and he has the button. So I don't know if they will catch him right now, maybe in the future.
Okay.
When the mouses, they spread like, so more people will be eventually against him.
Mhm.
More reasons to take him down. The law will be against him. He will be worried eventually. And the mother, so many women around the world will be afraid for their children, and they will be pushing, and a symbol of ladies movement, pushing him. People will be against him no matter what.
Well, good. Now, this is a good question and a timely one. We can both look at this one. The question is, will the frozen water people who killed Alex Preddy be prosecuted and convicted by this for this horrible crime? I will tell you that one of the things that's happened is that the DOJ or whoever has hidden the identity of those 7 people. I'm sure that they will be found out. So I'm not worried about that because we live in the modern age of the
And
internet.
everyone had camera.
There's no secrets out
public
there.
place.
So the question is, will they be brought to account? Now he was pistol whipped by all of them, shot I think by one of them, but shot like 10 times.
And I think I know which one it was. It was like brownish mustard.
Yeah, they'll find him. They'll find him.
And the black hoodie, the mask. So would they be eventually 3 cards, please? Oh, I will pull 3 cards with it.
Okay, and I pulled 3 cards as well. So I will say, so we have the dog, the key, and the tower. I think that he will be identified, maybe by even his fellow agents. It could be. When we see the key, that's an absolute yes. And he will be held to account and go to jail. Not tomorrow, but he will go to jail.
Mm-hmm. I think that he will have protection from Mr. T because I'm seeing him holding to do all of them kind of from like a father figure. But letter will come. They will get letters to testify in the Congress probably. We will learn, symbol of learning. They will be afraid. Again, the symbol of mother. Because we can't live in that situation that people are afraid of feeling safe. Mother is symbol of safety for kids.
Right. And he was somebody's child. I thought the statement that his parents put out was brief and powerful. I mean, I cried when I read it.
And he was such a young, nice man.
He's in an altruistic.
The lady who was pushed on the
Right. He's in a helping profession. So of course he sees someone harmed, he's going to go help. And he paid with his life.
But they were like vicious animals.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is, I will ask you about Alberta, my state, my province.
Yep.
Sweetie Mac 8100, is Alberta future tied into mega Russia program? How long it will till we will recover from our healthcare in Alberta? Healthcare in our province is so bad. They are taking healthcare from us. And Smith,
Danielle Smith.
Daniel Smith is opening private hospitals. Like she built one hospital and then she rented for $5.
Okay, well, I have the bear, the lily, and the whip. Now I'm going to say the bear always reminds me of Canada.
Yeah.
I I love this card because this is the card of peace and just calming things down, but then it's followed by the whip. So, I mean, I think that there will be some work that all of Canada will have to do to get her in line. They're not. There will be no secession. They are not going to become the first 51st state. MAGA is splintering, and even as we speak, it's falling apart, and they're all arguing with each other. So no, I don't think she will get her wish for Alberta to become the 51st state.
And
No.
I think they are paid. She's paid to do that.
I'm sure, because isn't that how it works with him always? This is a good question. This is from Jen Lily Orchid, pretty name. How do you see the USA in the next 5 to 10 years? Will there be real changes, which is to say improvement, in the next 5 to 10 years? One.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You were shuffling.
I have one.
1, 2, 3.
Big changes in Oval Office. You know, he has those paintings, and it will be different pictures. So it will be new generation coming. And that's a positive. You can't go that direction anymore. Even Mr. Elon is paying so much money, and he's planning to do that again. So
Right.
he thinks that by spreading cash, he will get their way. But I see a new pictures and the symbol of fairness of the judges, the legal things. So it will be good for them eventually. It will be good for USA, but it will be like volcanic eruption first.
Well, this is the thing is that, and I understand the impulse. Everyone wants to know on the calendar, on their watch, when is this going to be over? Because if we know when, then we can get through anything. Well, the thing is,
I can't do that.
No, we can't tell you when. And I mean, I can say, I can say one thing. When enough people have had enough, that's when. And clearly enough people have not had enough. So I agree. I think in 10 years, we will be a very different place. I think things will be better, definitely. But right now, we have a lot of mud to walk through before we get to that point.
And the dysfunctional family, so, they will have to. I think both parties will be united somehow. And it will be walking on the eggshells, so they might be more careful next time. But if there will be any revolution, and that could happen, I grew up, I was in the 80s in Poland, 1980. It was like fire all over the country.
Well, I think we are currently in the middle of, I'm going to say, not even a cold civil war, because now there have been more deaths. I think we're in a hot civil war right now. We're in the middle of it. So.
We have to think about this. Okay, Teresa Cola, will the shots will the top political figures finally turn on Trump?
Well, something interesting happened. So this poor man was killed, and he had a gun that he was allowed to carry. He had a permit for it. He had it in the back of his waistband. So in his hands, before they threw him on the ground, he had one hand up in the air. The other hand, he had a phone. That's all he had. Now, unless he's going to use his foot to pull the gun out of his back of his waistband,
And they
there's
were on him.
okay. They threw him on the ground, and one of the people, the officers, whatever they were, found his gun and took the gun and left the scene. He moved away. Now the guy has no gun. All right. They pistol whip him and they shoot him 10 times. The official story is he had a gun and he was a danger to the officers. Well, first of all, I mean, obviously none of that's true, but here's the thing that's very interesting. MAGA world has just torn in half. Why? Because we have the official statement, which was that he had a gun, he was a domestic terrorist, he represented a risk to law enforcement. But then you have all of the people who are for the Second Amendment, which is the right to bear arms. And they're saying, excuse me, he had a permit for that gun. So what are you saying? So there are lots of different ways that MAGA is being splintered and broken apart. This is just one more way. So there will always be people who are for him, but they are fewer and fewer. And the other thing is, once he's gone, and I don't see him serving his entire term, I say that on my channel all the time, once he's gone, that allegiance and that loyalty will not transfer to J.D. Vance. It will not.
No. And I said he's sick and he will be sicker and sicker and sicker.
Yep.
I have one following question about that. What's happened to his cell phone? I think it was Apple. And right away, like 2 hours later, the news said that the phone was found in very close to a frozen water base in the pound store. It's very hard to open Apple without, help from the company.
Right. Well, I mean, I have son, heart, child. They'll get the phone open and the phone will prove he wasn't doing anything wrong. He was doing what people do. They video the frozen people.
And he was even recording the guys who attack him.
Yes. So, I mean, they're not going to find anything on that phone that will incriminate him. No, they're the ones who are incriminated. They're lying, and that's what they do. They lie until they get caught, and when they get caught, they come up with another lie. That's what they do.
Yeah. Let's
see. Will ICE be defunded? Now, because there's a vote this week. The vote originally was to give them more money. Now, giving them less money is not the same thing as defunding them. So will the Senate vote to defund ICE? That's a big move, by the way, to defund ICE.
3 cards, please.
1, 2, 3.
They will be still operating.
Right.
I see a lace in the window. In Europe, everyone had that. It was giving you kind of security from outside, but when you had light, everyone could see everything through the lace.
Right.
And that was popular. Even here, I like to have the lace. It's just better than blinds. Blinds are boring.
Right.
So I think we will see more of them, but they will be more gentle. Lace is symbol of gentleness. They will be on a crossroad. I believe that old generation of frozen water doesn't like the new ones. They are undertrained. They are trained only for 6 weeks, not
Right,
6 months.
right.
And they are agitated. They want to be like wild animals who are hunting.
Well, we've heard from ICE people who have been in the job for a very, very long time, have said that they do not like these new people. Well, these new people are, like I said, brown shirts. The whole purpose of Hitler's brown
Yeah.
shirts was to beat people up and to create chaos. That was their job.
And Mr. T is happy because he's
Yeah,
taking the sample from Reich.
right.
The job is not going to be as full as it is. So some people will lose jobs. The law will be affected. They will have to be responsible. And rainbow of the families. I believe that we will see more calmer now, frozen water.
So I got the bouquet, the mountain, and the anchor. So what I think is the bouquet would be if their funding was increased, and before this happened, their funding looked like it was going to be increased, but that's stopped. That they've called a halt to that, and these are very heavy cards. So I don't think that their budget will be increased, but their budget is already enormous.
Yeah, they got so much for
Right.
not good reason. Okay, Silka, Germany and other EU countries are selling US bonds. How will that go? So they have.
So yeah, this is so there's been talk in the EU about the bazooka option. That's what they're calling the bazooka. A bazooka is a very high power military grade gun, basically. So the bazooka option, which the EU has, would be essentially to have a divorce from the United States. What does a divorce look like? It looks like
Never easy.
yeah, no interaction, no trade, the selling off of bonds, all of that. Now, I will say, if people really wanted to call a halt to this, if the international community wanted to stop him in his tracks, Europe would do that. They would pull the bazooka option. Why is that? Because the bazooka option affects what? The thing that he and people like him and everybody in government values above all else. And what would that be? Money. Money. Once that money dries up, they would have to go another way. Now, the thing is, the problem with the bazooka option is kind of the problem that the Great Britain is experiencing in relation to Brexit. They left the EU. It was a disaster. Their economy is a disaster, but they're going to have to do a lot of crawling and begging before the EU would let them back in. It's like if you divorce someone, well, Elizabeth Taylor did it, right? You divorce someone and then you marry them again. But that's quite the process. So I think that's why Europe has not done this yet, but it could happen. And I think it would stop Trump in his tracks.
Yeah, I knew marriages that came up together after, and sometimes they are better after divorce.
Yeah, well, hopefully, because hopefully we would have learned our lesson by then, and we would be better neighbors to the world. Here's a good question. Okay, first of all, I'm going to say this again. This question's in caps with all kinds of question marks after it. So I know they want the answer. I'm going to say it again. Will the evil in the administration end soon? Not soon enough.
No.
So stop asking that question. Will it end soon? It will end when it ends, and it will not end until we and the rest of the world have had enough. And apparently we're not there yet. All right, but this is a good question, this next one. This is from Nancy Cooley, 295. Will there be a general nationwide strike? Now, I want to just say this. I know that Europe, especially France, for example, and Italy, they're great with those national strikes, especially like France. Everything stops. Everybody understands the assignment and nothing moves. Nothing moves. And then, the government sees the error of its ways and things move forward. That we have not had that experience of having a national strike. Why? Because Americans will say things like, well, that doesn't work for me. I have to do my shopping. Well, that doesn't work for me. I have this important meeting that I have to be at for work. That doesn't work. We come up with 10,000 excuses for why it doesn't work for you. And I think one of the things that is happening to Americans is they're having to realize some things maybe are more important than your little life. Like, I don't know, democracy.
There was that situation in Minnesota. They
did great. It was great, but it was one state. So the question that the person has is, will there be a nationwide general strike? And the general strike means you don't go to school, you don't go to work, you don't shop, you don't do it. You just stay home, or you're in the streets.
My sister-in-law was leaving Poland, going to meet my brother. They were not married yet, but she was pregnant. And that it happened. And my husband was taking her to Warsaw to go on a plane, and nothing was working.
That's a general strike.
Oh my gosh! You know how much stress it was for.
Well, no, you bring up a good point. When I said that's a very good point. Like, so let's say we do a general strike, nobody goes to work. Well, what does that mean? Nobody goes to work. The pilots don't go to work. The
pilots will work because it was for Austrian plane. But
air traffic controllers don't go to work. Teachers don't go to work. If teachers don't go to work, parents can't go to work, because what are you going to do if you send your kid to school and there's no teachers? So it would be, he would probably declare martial law.
Yeah.
And that's fine, because guess what? You can declare martial law. That doesn't make people go to work. That doesn't make people shop. So let's see.
We had the martial law in Poland, and it was very, very unfriendly for many. For a long time, we had that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, that's the other thing, is that this is not a one and done thing, but here it would be. So I have the Clover, the Woman, and the Rider. So if we did a general strike, it would not be like in Poland or in France, where it's an extended period of time. Because look, right now, how do we do demonstrations? We say things like, from noon to 2 p.m., be outside. What are you talking about? It's not a garden party from noon to 2 p.m. But that's what would happen, is that they would declare a national general strike. They would say something like, at 2 p.m., go home. Well, if you're not willing to do it for more than those 3 hours from 2 to 5, it's not going to have an impact. I do think that women will be the who push this idea, and they will say, well, it'll send a message. All right, it'll send a message, but
it's not strong enough.
Europe, and we won't do it like they do it in Europe. We're too self-oriented.
I believe that there will be some rebellion eventually, because I said I see a volcano, so there will be eruption. And he will put a martial law on people, which will turn on him.
Right, that'll turn on him. Exactly.
Because, so many people have guns. And that will be violent. It's not like in Europe, no one has a gun.
Right. Someone is asking, can Denmark buy the USA? I mean, that's a silly question.
No, that's no. Will the 100% tariff be applied to Canada as the retaliation for Canada's trade with China?
Okay, so this is a very good question. As you know,
And it's
Canada,
Silka asking, Silka 9187.
yeah, it's a good question. So the question is, we know that Canada is striking a deal with China, a trade deal with China. Good for you all. Good for you. Well, the felon says, if Canada does that, we're going to put on Canada a 100% tariff. Now, I just want to remind you of his other nickname, one of the many, Taco. Trump always chickens out. There's no, well, yeah, see? Yeah, no, he won't do it. He won't do it.
Matterhorn, that's in Sweden, very big mountain. Yeah, it will be hard to go for it.
Right.
But it will turn against him because people will be more upset.
Yeah, it'll turn against him.
You are freezing all the time, and I'm getting heart attacks all the time.
Okay. Cass Ben 8608 asks, who will be in the White House next year? The felon won't be president too much longer. I agree. I think his days are numbered. According to the law,
it will be
J.D. Vance. I mean, that's how it works, right? I mean, that's how it works. Someone sent me, a viewer sent me a Facebook video, no, a YouTube video. And the video said, here's how we get rid of them constitutionally. So we win the midterms in 2026, the end of the year. And then first we impeach Vance.
Vance?
Vance and everyone in the government gets impeached. That way, when they impeach the felon, assuming he's still there, and he's thrown out, the people who take over cannot be Vance or anybody in the government. It would have to be the Speaker of the House, which in this case, of course, would be a Democrat. Now, that's a lovely idea, but November is a long way away. So, that's not going to happen. So, but according to the law, to the person who asked the question, Vance is going to be the president. That's how it works.
Yeah.
It will not be Kamala Harris. So if any of you still are hanging on to that,
idea about her, I don't see her. No, I'm not seeing her. She's not that strong. Ocasio-Cortez is far better.
Now here's another question. This is from Alexis. This is for you. Why did Pam Bondi ask for Minnesota's voter roll data before she calls off ICE violence? How does Trump plan to use voter data? Can we all not guess that?
Yes.
1, 2, 3.
I see a blackboard. I see wiping from the blackboard informations.
Erasing, exactly.
Yeah. They think that they will be able to wipe out some information, and they will know who is against them because they want to mess up with the election.
I mean, the thing is, they're committing crime in broad daylight. This is obviously blackmail. If you want ICE out of Minnesota, give us your data, your voting data. We know what they would do with it. They would, Stork, they would make the data look better for them than it actually does.
And Stork is bringing babies, so they will be producing maybe more votes for them.
Exactly.
But it will come out, symbol of moon. I don't know if it's a moon or sun, but it looks to me like a moon, and moon is symbol of secrets. They will be doing a good job for themselves, a lot of excitement and making a lot of choices. So I will never advise
I don't think that deal will be made. I do not think that deal will be made. Okay, here's a question from Purple Lady 22. Thank you for your thanks to us. Will you please look into the U.S. government shutting down in the next week? The government is only funded until the 31st of this month. So will there be a shutdown? I did reference this earlier, but let's see. All right, Violetta, I'm going to count. 1.
1 second. I have to wet my finger, okay?
1.
I have 1.
2. 3.
And I will pull one of your cards as well. It's symbol of showing your power when you are showing your muscle without a shirt. They will be going for it, moving, and there will be some peace related, so they might not do this as much as I said, that it will be closed, but not for long.
Right.
Because people will be even more upset. Juggling with money, juggling with so many stress, so there will be people on the streets like hell.
Well,
this coming today all the time. I don't know why.
You know, that's what revolution is, though, is it not? Where enough people are inconvenienced and enough people have had their lives made harder that they protest in the streets. I mean, I have the ship, so I think there will be a shutdown. Then there will be arguments, and then there'll be deals made, because the Democrats are still going to say, excuse me, we know we're talking about ICE, and we know we're talking about this death, and we know we're talking about all these things. But by the way, what about the Epstein files? The Epstein files underpin all of this. Things that don't seem even connected to it are connected to it, because whatever is in those files is so damning, so bad, that he will start world wars. You know what I mean? He'll call a martial law, anything to keep the information about him and Epstein away from us.
And I believe that will be the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, hope so. All right, let's see. Okay. Will the president be impeached soon due to crimes against humanity?
I said that he will be like a snake, you know.
Not here's the thing that people need to remember, and I think it's, if you're not from this country, even if you are, you may have forgotten this or not known. It's not, impeachment is not as simple as it seems. The Democrats are, first of all, not the party in power. So they can call for it, but they won't be supported in it, is the problem. And when we talk about the 25th Amendment, again, who has to initiate that? Vance and the cabinet. And they're not going to do it.
I have a question for you. When it will be so visible that he has a mental problem, that they will have to deal with it. Because everyone is saying in Europe, take grandpa's key and let him to sleep.
No, but here's the thing. We know it too. It's not that we don't see that. It's visible. We all have relatives, and it's visible. The problem is there are people who benefit from him being, and who's one of those people? Stephen Miller. And Stephen Miller is the one behind all of this.
Mellon, and as well Mellon.
Right. So the thing is, just keep him busy with his ballroom, keep him busy with whatever. But meanwhile, we will continue to destroy the country. If the minute that they get rid of him, well, now they have to deal with Vance. I don't think that Vance and Miller get along. I don't like either one of them, but I don't think they're fans of each other.
No, I don't like any of them.
No, but as long as they can keep him propped up, they will do their dirt in the background. Then they have no need to 25th Amendment him.
I have to ask you a question about the army. Are they with Hexit? Would they be against him one day? Because I don't think he's respected.
No, that's another thing, though. We all thought that the Joint Chiefs of Staff would do something. Remember that a lot of people have left. High military people have been thrown out or left, retired early. And he's creating an army under Hegseth that will be his. They'll be like his brown shirts. Now, the question is, will the army revolt? Will the army choose the people over him? I'll pull 3 cards and see.
Thank you.
So I have the Child, the Moon, and the Bear. No, he's constituting a new army of people who are his, and will do what he wants. This is like the new identity. The identity is we are all for him. This is him. This is that felon, the narcissist. And again, it's him, but it's Hegseth, it's Stephen Miller, it's all of those people. So that's why when you turn the TV on, every military person that you see is retired military, right? Because
they want to be on his side,
right? The retired military are not on his side, but they're also retired military. They're not active.
Bastard. Will we ever learn about his 45 connection with Putin?
Well, I think we know a lot.
He ran away from me, and when I will try it, then I can't even see the new one. So,
okay, so I have the whip, the mice, and the fish. They are really very entangled. And the mice is not good. I mean, they're entangled in bad ways. It's not just that they're good friends. They are both, well, Trump is following the Putin agenda. What Putin wants is to create this in the US. This is arguments, fights, brother against brother, sister against brother, because that will cause the country to fall apart. That's what they like. And money is involved. So we know that there is compromise.
Fishy.
Yes. Sorry?
I said fishy.
Fishy. It's all fishy, but it's about money and it's about compromise. And the felon is doing exactly what Putin wants him to do. The felon is thrilled. I mean, the Putin is thrilled that there is this problem between us and Canada, between us and the EU. He loves that. That's what he wants. And he has sold Trump this idea that, Trump, you get to take the Americas. I'll take Asia and Europe. And then, I'll take Europe. And she can have Asia. So that's 3 big.
Yeah, they divided the world.
Trump loves that. Trump loves that idea, but that's Putin's brainchild. So will it ever all come out? Probably we will not ever hear all of everything, including Epstein, but we will know a lot more than we know now. And whatever you feel is going on is probably going on. Yeah. This is a good question. Ooh. It's called Not Your Average Brie, B-R-Y. are they kettling, which is a term I'm not familiar with, are they kettling the U.S. citizens? Meaning, is there a move to keep U.S. citizens from fleeing the country? Now, I will say this. We used to say here in this country, well, I have my passport. So that's great. I mean, I can always, I have my ID papers in the form of my passport. And if I need to leave, I can use my passport and leave. But according to Rubio, somebody like me who does this work, theoretically, he could say, we're confiscating your passport. Yeah, that's what they're talking about. That must be what kettling means. So that now you're stateless. You can't go anywhere, but you're not really a U.S. citizen either. That's the goal for people who look like me and who talk like me to be stateless, enemies of the people. So yes, I think there is that move. Yes.
I have to tell you, in Poland, I was lucky that I was able to go to England 2 times. But then my cousin from USA invited me. We were related by blood. And he wanted me to come and visit him in USA. They refused me the passport.
Let you go, right? Can you imagine?
Before even martial law.
Right.
Before even we knew anything about solidarity. And I thought, why not? I love to go everywhere. I can fly on a broomstick. Nowadays, but you can't.
Right. So a passport is not the broomstick, the magic broomstick that it used to be, not for Americans, especially Americans of color. It's not what it used to be.
Sorry, that was probably
again. So we looked at this question about the shutdown. I think there will be a government shutdown. So does Violetta. We think it will be short-lived.
Okay. 10-8709. Can you look at frozen water entering homes without warrants? It's against the Constitution. Will they be stopped?
Okay, so this is the other thing that people love to say. They'll say, it's against the law, it's against the Constitution. Well, we know that doesn't stop him. He does what he does, and he realizes that people will sue, that it'll end up in the courts, but the courts move slowly. So they did change this rule. There was a rule, and there were all kinds of guidance on YouTube. Like if they knock on your door, don't let them in. If they have a warrant, it has to be signed by a certain kind of judge. And if it's not signed by a certain kind of judge, you don't have to let them in. Well, quietly, they got rid of that. So now they can come in. Is it unconstitutional? Yes. But so much of what he does is unconstitutional, right? I mean, what that's got nothing to do with anything, apparently. The courts will take the case and they will rule, and then he'll appeal the ruling, and then he'll find a judge that he can slip some fish money to, right? And then the judge will say, yeah, no, presidential immunity, presidential authority, he can do whatever he wants. That's how it goes.
Yes, he gave, because he's pushing for immunity for, I'm calling him in the head of Israel, I'm calling him Yahoo.
Yes, we know who Yahoo is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will he be not impeached? He will be free because he has some problem with the courts and they want to put him in jail. Thank you so much, Yvonne Mullen. Thank you.
Will Yahoo go to jail? Is that the question?
Because that's what. But Mr. T is pushing premier or president of Israel to let him free, to give him immunity.
Well, we have Clover, we have son, and we have letter. I think he will not be put in jail. Because it's not just that Mr. T is asking nicely the president of Israel. He will make it, he will sweeten the pot. So I think Yahoo will be saying, Yahoo, that he doesn't have to go to jail.
Okay. And thank you, Dragonfly themselves. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support, girls. Well, I don't know if girls, but thank you. No, the picture is of a girl. Thank you. And now, will the Fallon be surprised when Russia and China will attack him? Two nations is asking that question. Will the Fallon be surprised when Russia and China will attack him?
I don't think he'll be around for that. And even if he is around, he'll be like, who? Russia? What? What's Russia? Who? China? What? He won't be around for that. Here's a question. How will the brown shirts in our country react to who exiting the planet? I think I've mentioned this. I mean, if the felon goes to the bad place,
yeah,
how will the brown shirts react? Well, use your logic, right? Logic dictates when the head person leaves,
they will be like a balloon without water.
It's deflated. They fall apart. But remember, when the felon leaves, Stephen Miller will still be around. And Project 2025 will still be around. And they can use those people, but they have to make it worth their while. And these kinds of people, they need a single person to rally around. There's got to be one figure. In this case, that is the felon, but it is not going to be a Stephen Miller or a J.D. Vance. They don't have that kind of charisma. So probably the whole thing will collapse. That's what I think.
Okay. Well, it's so many. We are coming to the end. Do you have one more question or?
I've seen a lot of people asking, are they trying to prevent us from leaving, from fleeing north? I mean, at a certain point, isn't Canada going to say, you all, sorry, but the door's closed. There's too many of you trying to come up here. We're nice, but we're not that nice.
Well, we have so many. Oh my gosh, it's, we grow double in size.
Right. Well, okay, I see that Russia and China question. Oh, what is the future of Jack Smith? Is he safe? Listen, I think anyone who goes against the felon is unsafe. Right. So let's get that off the table. But I think that people like Jack Smith, people who do this kind of work, the work that we do, safety is not the top of our list of right.
It's the expressing yourself more important. And we are living from one day to another. We don't know what will happen.
Now, Jack Smith was asked during his testimony the other day, did he think that the felon would try to prosecute him? And he said, yes, the DOJ will prosecute him. And, could he go to jail? Sure. But eventually the jail door will open. Eventually he will come out. Look at Nelson Mandela. I'm not saying that Jack Smith's going to be in jail for 33 years because he's not. But I think that we are in for a lot more pain before we come out the other side. And we are very blessed that we have heroes like, Fauci from the health department who's now long retired, and people like Jack Smith who are telling the truth.
Telling the
And
truth, but and people mostly know what's going on. It's not that people don't know.
right, right.
Is Mr. Question, Yoya, is Mr. Marconi safe, Prime Minister of Canada?
Is anyone safe in this world? What kind of question is that? I mean, we just said no one is safe, but he's aware of that. He's a public figure. He has safety precautions in place. Will something bad happen to him? Is that the question? Because I think that's probably a better question. So I'll have you pull 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I see a candle, big candle, like, in the churches, they have those candles. And to sit on it, it's danger because you will burn your sweet part. Money will be playing some role. They will be buying people in Canada as well as they do that with politicians. There will be some surprise. Look, fish here, fish there. So something will surprise us. But we have to wait, and he will feel like he's outsider. There will be some drama around Corny as well.
And we have to expect that.
Because there's this, this it's normal for living in a chaotic place. Why I see that candle, that big church candle, because you remember a long time ago there was 3 weeks in one candle or 4 weeks in the huge candle in the church, and they were burning and burning for a long time, and the wax was dripping, nice smell. But they were lasting for quite a while, so maybe he will be lasting for quite a while.
Well, and I think the thing to remember is that courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is doing it anyway.
Yeah, and some people are brought up that way. They feel that's their nature. Like this guy who lost his life, he was helping that lady to stand up. My both boys were lucky to save someone else's lives when they were drowning, that they pulled people from the water. Leszek, when he was 12 years old on the camp, he pulled a girl from the water, and another girl was pulled by the instructor. And that was on the camp, the kayak fell down. And Roman, someone was drunk and jumped off the cliff.
Oof.
And he's looking, and it's not coming. So he jumped and helped him. And the company of his friends were the same, probably high on something. So he pulled him out.
Right. I mean, and I think that Carney is someone who understands the moment, understands that this is a moment not just of things falling apart, but a moment to stop and envision what way they could be put together in a new way, in a way that's more fair, that's more equitable for more people in the world. So he's doing good work, and I'm sure in the face of fear. But I think with people like that, so you're afraid, keep it moving. Just do your work.
But I can tell you, when we receive a good energy for something, and Cornel received so much good energy, there was no politician that wouldn't mention him, positively. And Mr. T didn't get that. So he was angry.
Right.
He's angry at Canada because he always will find out, even because Reagan said something about tariffs, he was angry at Canada.
Yep.
But when people receive a good energy, they want to receive more. So they want to do more goodness. When they receive bad energy, they want to be rough and harsh to others. They want to cause others pain. And I think that what is with Mr. T, he never was popular. No one did like him.
You know what? I think that's sort of a universal thing, right? People who are good, you get reinforced for being good and doing good, so you do more of it. People who are not good get reinforced for doing the not good.
That's
This is a battle, I'm telling you, for good between good
innate.
and evil. That's what it is.
That's what it is, yes. And I sometimes, when I'm looking at those horrific scenes on TV, it's too much of it.
Yeah.
And I think, why? Where did they grow up? Who teach them to be that cruel? Because that's not normal.
You know what? Human beings are primates. We're primates. And I think that that means that we have an instinct that sometimes we have to fight in order to do good and to be good, because our nature as primates is essentially selfish. So we have the bad angel on one shoulder, the good angel on the other shoulder. Some people only listen to the bad angel. That's Trump and his ilk, but the rest of us have to work hard to listen to that good angel.
I think on that note, we will finish. Can I put the prayer? I forgot to pray. I want to pray. Trilla 9 was asking, pray for people who are being kidnapped by frozen water and disappeared. And as well, prayers for Alice, her brother George, and her father as well, 104 years, no, I don't know how old. They will have both will have successful operations. So we want to put the prayers. I like to pray for people. And prayers for people, I think it was Heidi who was asking, who are suffering.
And
all over the world. So we send prayers and for people who are suffering or sick or being unhappy. Because life is not easy. And Heidi lost her husband recently. So to everyone who is suffering, all the best. And remember, everything will be changed. Thank you so much, Erika. I really admire you.
Well, thank you for having me. I admire you too. I consider you a good friend, and this was fun.
Thank you. And next time I will be more careful with the dates.
With the date. And next time we'll do it on my channel.
Okay, so we will right away after maybe decide what day. So it will be. Okay. I don't know if I will lose you, if I will end up the screen.
I don't think you'll lose me.
No, but the picture of you.
No, you won't lose it.
Okay, thank you, my viewers.
Thank you, everybody.
On Monday with Cheryl. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Okay, so end stream. Okay.